catch any fish, you have to know where the fish are. In the wintertime, crappie move up Sandy Creek and Hubbard Creek out of Hubbard Creek Reservoir in large numbers. It is just a matter of finding where the fish are staged or stacked. Electronics makes it so much easier. I see many people fishing along the banks around limbs and brush. At the ramp, I hear them often say, "We only got a few fish." This is when others are limiting out. Depth of water can be the key. I'm not saying fish will never be shallow, but from what I see, they tend to be in deeper water more often than not in winter. Of course, the right bait is a must also. I use a minnow under a half to a 1 ounce weight or a single or double jig. I'm gonna go catch me some crappie tomorrow, so it's time to get rigged up and ready to go. So first thing I'm gonna have to do is rig up my rods. So I'm gonna show you how I tie my jigs on for a 1 and 2 jig rig. The first rod I'm gonna rig up is gonna be with 2 jigs. I've got an 1/8 ounce white jig head and a 1/16 ounce pink jig head. Don't know that the color really matters much. This is just what I'm gonna choose to use tomorrow. So let's get started in tying these on. To tie 2 jig heads on one line, start with your small jig head. Pull through plenty of line. You can't put line at the bottom, but you can cut line off. When you have plenty of line pull through, hold your jig in one hand and wrap the line around 2 fingers. And then you're going to feed that jig head through the hole between your fingers 3 to 4 times. After you have it wrapped 3 to 4 times, that was a 4 wrap. Now I'm going to lower it to 1 finger and start to pull out the excess line. And you just want enough line at the end of your jig so it can move freely. So now that jig can move freely on that line independently of the other jig. Now I'm ready to tie my next jig on. For the second jig, I'm going to feed it to where I have about a foot, 1.5 feet between my jigs. And I'm just going to do a double cinch knot on this one. 2. I'm going to wrap 6 times. You don't have to do 6, it's kind of up to you, anywhere between 5 and 7. These are light fish. And I'm going to feed it back through the hole that's down by my eye. And then feed it back through the hole again. And then I'm going to make sure it cinches up right against my jig head. And pull my knot down tight. This way I can adjust my jig to where it's right on top of that eye on the jig head, so it sits horizontally in the water. It'll give me good action while I'm jigging. So there I have my 2 jig heads on one line. I'm ready to put the skirts on. I'm going to use Bobby Garland crystal on the bottom jig head. Push it all the way up against the head so it is over that little piece that keeps it from sliding back off. My smaller jig head, I'm going to use a Bobby Garland, and this one is called a Cajun Cricket. And once again, push it all the way up against the jig head nice and tight. And there I have my 2 jig heads on one line. And will bounce independently. I've got an 1/8 ounce orange jig head here. I'm going to tie this on, run my line through the eye, and I'm just going to do a double cinch knot, and I'm set and ready to go catch my crappie tomorrow. Rods are all rigged. Time to go catch some crappie tomorrow. Can't wait. Looking for where the crappie have moved to. I use two different things. I use side scan and down scan. I've got two different fish finders. I use a Lowrance TI9 and a Garmin. The Garmin also has the Livescope on it. But a lot of times when I'm just searching for where the crappie have moved to, I'll put down scan on one of my fish finders and side scan on the other. That way I can locate structure that's not seen above the water. Crappie tend to stack on edges of deeper holes. These are the crappie stacked on an edge. You found them. Or maybe you find a submerged brush pile. I'm using Garmin Livescope so I can try to pinpoint the crappie. But hopefully I can put it in front of one and we can get them to bite. And I've got one. Oh, looky, it's a nice slab. Can't complain about that. Oh, here we go. Oh, this isn't such a big one. That's okay, it's still a crappie. I'm gonna see if he's 10 inches or more. They've got to be at least 10 inches to be legal. Just like that. Another crappie. And another one. Garmin Livescope makes it so nice to be able to pinpoint the crappie and be able to put your bait right in front of their face. Oh, nice one. Crappie have very delicate mouths. So if you just rear back and set the hook, you'll rip it right out. This one feels better. Oh yeah. Now there's what I'm talking about. Bang! Nice. Ha ha! Look at that. Woohoo! Hot dog. Another keeper. Oh, this one feels nice too. Oh, yes. Now that's a good crappie. I am happy with this. Nice crappie. Such a pretty fish, and he tried to fin me. Got one. Oh, what a crappie. What? Oh my. What a nice crappie. Look at that guy. Oh, he's pretty. There we go. Got one to take it. Oh yes, talked you into it. Ooh, look at that. Oh my goodness. What a nice crappie. Talked you into it. He hit at it. I I didn't catch him legal. I foul hooked him, but I'm gonna put him back anyways. It's alive. If you look at this bush on Livescope, you can see the fish swimming in the bush. It lives. I could not have asked for a better day. Used Garmin Livescope, found exactly where the crappie were, dropped the jig right down on top of them, and caught a bunch of crappie. I had a great time. Crappie were biting. Can't ask for anything more. Hey, hope you guys enjoy the video, and if you do, please click subscribe and the like button at the bottom. Thank you for watching.